Hi, I'm Devin Meyer, and today I'm going to show you how to decorate some envelopes. It's such a fun thing to do. It's really easy. All you need is a pencil and a pen. Any kind of pen will do, and maybe an eraser, and of course some envelopes. Any size of envelope will work. We're going to do 3 different designs. This first design is a banner. I did this in calligraphy, but you can use any writing. It'll still be wonderful. And I'll show you how to do several different kinds of banners. The next design is some flowers. This is a card, but I'll show you how to make this design. This was white ink on a card. I'll show you how to make this design on an envelope. The final one is some snowflakes. I added some gold Sharpie to make it look a little bit more sparkly. I want you to think about this as an opportunity to learn some new skills. We're not going to be doing anything that's too complicated. We'll be using straight lines and curved lines. So if you can draw those, I know you can do this. The most important thing I want you to think about is to not be afraid. Art is a little bit intimidating, but the more times you do it, the more you learn. So try it and grow. Also, these envelopes will make such a nice gift to send to somebody. Just a letter in the mail could really brighten up someone's day. All right, let's get started. We're first going to do this banner. So the banner is pretty easy when you start to think about a ribbon. And I cut this piece of paper out to kind of show you what I mean. See how the paper, that's the front and that's the back. Let me show you on this side. See how you can see one pattern and then another? And it zigzags. So that's what we've done with our envelope. We're going to start with a simple banner, and then we'll go to some more levels of banners. The first banner we're going to draw is this one. So all you need to do is draw a curved rectangle. Then you want it to wrap around. So you continue this line into like an S. See how that curves like that? Let's do it on this side too. And it curves. Now, how do we know how to make the thickness of our next ribbon? I'm going to draw with red so you can see, you can kind of imagine the thickness. I'm sorry, this is brown. This would go like this. And then it would come straight down. And then it would start to go back this way. So. Okay, so if you need to draw it with pencil first, and then you can come in with a pen, that makes it easy. But you draw the curve, and then straight lines down, and then this would curve in and back. This would curve in and back, and then you can kind of go like this. That helps me think about where the ribbon would come. I lift up my pen, but I kind of trace it on there. Okay, there you have your first curved banner. To make a rectangular one, you just don't make these rounded. So you could go straight like this, okay? Then it would come in like that, and then go out. And to decide where I'm going to make it come out, you want it to be about the same width. You want it to be the same width as the first one that you did. So like this and that. If you practice these a few times, it'll get a little bit easier. I'm going to take a thinner pen and I'm going to draw in the back of the ribbon. I'm just coloring it with some parallel lines. You could do something like that. Okay, so if you wanted to do a really elaborate banner like this, you could put your whole address in there. Here's an example. This one's been decorated. If you look at it, it's really 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. So that would be the name, the address, the city, and the zip code. And then some simple flowers. We're going to draw some simple flowers coming up that you could use on this. So let's see how we would do a banner like that. Okay, so first I would draw some rectangles. So
1. I'm going to stagger it. 2, 3, and the zip code doesn't need as big of a rectangle. All right, so you got to think about the ribbon and how it's connected like this. So from this corner, it would go all the way to this corner. So I don't want to draw in the box, but I can put my pen down once I get outside of the box. This corner would go to that corner, so I'm tracing until I get outside of the box. And that's how you do it. So from this corner, it would go all the way down to this corner, and this corner would go all the way down to that corner. Okay, so then, there you go. Then I'm going to take a skinnier pen, and I'm just going to, if you put in a different value, that's like the shading of it, for that back part of the ribbon, it's going to make it look like it's coming forward and back. So there's a back side to it and a forward side. Okay, and then you could put in your address. Now let's talk about the ends of it. You could have cut a little triangle out and it looks kind of like a ribbon. Here I added some dashed lines. You could make it at an angle. You could make it fringy. You could just get really creative with it. Okay, so if I wanted to add to this one, say I wanted to add an ending to it, I could go like this. And then I'll come down here. There you go. There's your banner. Okay, now we're ready to make the flower pattern. I did this with a white ink on a blue card, but you can easily apply this design to an envelope. Here I did it with a brown pen. You can use any color pen you want. Kind of jazzes it up. You can even color it. It would be easy to add even some more vibrancy. So you take your envelope, and what we're going to do is we're going to start with the center of a flower. So I'm going to use yellow to say, don't go in here. That's where my address is going to go. And also here, my return address and my stamp. So those are just little reminders to myself. Okay, so now I'm ready to start. I'm going to make a big flower right in here. So I'll start with a little middle. I just kind of make a circle. And then coming off of that, I'm going to make like a heart shape. That's petal 1. Now I'm going to, from the edge of this petal, I'm going to make a wiggly line, and that's another petal. From the edge of this petal, I'm going to make another one. So now, as we go away from the center, our petals are going to get bigger. So see how I'm making a little bit bigger, and I'm also staggering them. They're not all lined up. So I'm going to go from here to there, and from here to there. I think I'll make one more row, and I'm going to make it even bigger. Okay, so I'm going to come from here and go out. See how nice and big they're getting? All right. So it's a good idea to do odd numbers of flowers. So not just, well, 1 would be fine, but let's make 3. So now I'm going to make a flower over here. So a little circle in the middle, and then the first petal, the second petal. It doesn't matter if they're not exact, because flowers aren't exact. And you're just kind of playing and being creative. If you look at nature, no petal is exactly alike. Now, here I come to this area that I'm kind of wanting to stay out of. I'll just make my petals form accordingly. And if it goes right off the page, that's okay. I can pretend and then that I'm drawing it and then come back. I think I'll do one there. Now I think I'll do one more because I like 3. It makes it look more balanced. Maybe I won't make this one as big. Same thing, little circle, and then make some petals. Now, if I want something to look like it's going behind, I have to lift up my pen and then set it down. So watch, this petal is kind of behind that one. And that gives it some nice design too, when you have things in front of and behind. Now let's add a couple little buds. You can just make a curved line with a little teardrop shape on the end. Maybe I'll do a couple up here. And if you wanted to add some leaves, you could also add some leaves. Don't be afraid to explore and try new things. People are going to love the thought of these envelopes. Okay, and this is what it would look like. There you go. Now we're going to make a snowflake on our envelope, or a lot of snowflakes. So every snowflake is different. So you don't have to worry if it's not exact. Here's another one I did with just blue lines. I'm going to show you how to make a thick one too. So usually when I make a snowflake, I like to use 3 lines. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so once I draw the 3 lines, every other one is going to get a different design. So on this one, I think I'll make a little V at the end, and then 1, 2, another V. So I'll skip this one, make a V at the end, and skip this one, make a V at the end. Then on the middle ones, maybe I'll just do something in here, just a little V. Okay, there's one snowflake. I'm going to add some dots to it. Okay, this one came out a little bit not symmetrical, but that's okay. I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3. This time I think I'll make 3 V's. 1, 2, 3. Skip 1, 1, 2, 3. Skip 1. And then maybe on these middle ones, I'll just do 1. Okay, and then I think I'll put a little dot on the end of these. Now, if you make some of your snowflakes a little bit smaller, they'll look like they're farther back. Okay, so let's do, I'm just doing these on the ends or in the middle, and then some dots. Maybe I'll put some more dots on there. And then you can also put a little bit of dots all around, and it looks like snowflakes that are way back. Now let's say you want to make a fatter snowflake, or maybe color it in. All you'd have to do is, now I'm taking a pencil and I'm going to draw a snowflake. Okay, then let's make a V. I'm doing 2 and then 1. Maybe I'll put 1 at the end here. Okay, so there's my snowflake, and I've drawn it in with pencil. Now I'm going to come in with my pen and just trace around. I like to pretend like there's a magnetic force field that won't let my pencil get too close, my pen get too close to the pencil line. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to use a curve on every corner, but you could use a straight line too, and that would give it more of a hard edge. So as I go around, I just don't get too close to the pencil. I try to stay consistent with where my pencil mark is. All right, and then you would just go all the way around it. And at the end, you could add some dots too. These don't have to be exact. Remember, they're snowflakes, and no 2 snowflakes are identical. Then I think I'll put a little circle here, here, and there. Then I could come back with an eraser. My ink might be wet, but let's see, and erase out my pencil line. And then maybe color it in if I had crayon or marker. And there you have a beautiful snowflake. If you wanted to fancy up a banner, it would be pretty easy. Now that you know how to draw a flower and some leaves, you could just add some flowers and leaves to the background. So here I have my banner where I'm going to put the person's name, address, city and state, and the zip code. And then you could just add a little flower. Remember how we made a center and a few petals? You could also do some berries, so you can make some curvy lines like this, and some little circles. And if you want, little dots on the end. Maybe I'll add a little leaf over here. Then you could add a stem of leaves. So I'll do 1, 2, 3. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. You can fill it in. Let's do a branch of flowers. So I'm going to come out here and there. So I made my stem. And I'm going to make a little circle and some petals. Remember how to stagger your petals and make them get increasingly larger? But these are going to be pretty simple. I'm going to add a small one right here. Just a bud that's just opening. And then here, I'll put the center there and then make my petals bigger and bigger. So you can just get really creative with these. There's really not a right or a wrong way to do them. You just want to have fun. Maybe fill in the space.
Okay, so we did some envelopes and we learned how to make sure it's the right orientation, how to leave a space for the address and the return address and a stamp. We created some snowflakes, some flowers, and some banners. And with these skills that you learned today, you could put them together, you can make them a little bit different. Everything that you do will be a unique version of this lesson. So keep trying it, practice. You can use these designs to make cards too, and reach out to someone. It's going to make your day brighter, and I'm sure it'll make their day better too. Don't be afraid, and just keep growing and learning and trying new things. All right, thanks for joining me.